To do this work of connecting with the elements online, I actually do think that I need to talk about the Wei Yin and Yuan level a little bit. And because we're getting into the yin when we're talking about the emotions. So the Wei level is the part of you that has a triple heater, among other things. I mean, how am I going to do this? Right now, I actually feel you with me on a deeper level, but on the surface, you're a little on the blank side. That's not a criticism. It's I'm just mentioning. You can like see how that feels. Just like I feel you in your inner world, and I feel your inner world connected with me. It doesn't feel like separation, but your Wei level, your Wei Qi, and your triple heater thing, it's like a little bit blank. And this is not a complaint. I just want to it's like, I believe that it's actually meant as a form of respectfulness to keep your Wei level blank. But I want to experiment with not doing that for a moment. Yeah, and start just let the little children of your Wei level have aliveness and engagement. Like, hi. It doesn't mean you need to leap through the screen. It doesn't mean you need to be ungrounded, but are you allowing superficial warmth to show on your face so that there's a kind of quality of, hi, I'm here. Yeah, engagement at the surface is important, especially for docking maneuvers. If we're kind of blank and retracted on the surface, we may or may not get further. There needs to be a kind of, hi, come back. Don't just listen to me. Be here. Yeah. So I want to feel like, yeah, feeling for that Wei level. So this is an area of ourselves, a portion of our being that comes to engage on the Wei level. Some people prefer not to engage on the Wei level. They're like, I'm very deep. I'm going to engage with you on a very deep level. And the fact that I never smile, that shouldn't matter to you because I'm meeting you just on a very deep level. Knowing when we are absent on the Wei level is worth knowing because sometimes people need to be met there, at least initially. Surface, how to say, superficial is a dirty word for some people. I'd like to change that. On this planet, give me the surface. That's where the really cool stuff, as far as I'm concerned, is going on. In the ocean, it's not the fathomless depths. It's more on the surface. That's where contact and exchange take place. Flowers are superficial. You want to hang out all the time with them all roots and rocks and stuff? I mean, roots and rocks, I love roots and rocks. But there's something about letting our face be alive. The triple heater is rooted, for instance, in Ming Men. Our Wei level, our superficial aspect, at its most healthy, is like a 5-minute elevator speech for our soul. It's our deep, deep, deep selves. Hi, how are you? And being able to be authentic on the Wei level is important. Why is it important? It's basic health. You are paying rent on a Wei level, you might as well inhabit it. And because many people will first meet you on a Wei level. And their Wei level may or may not be healthy, may or may not be authentic. And so we deliver a healing when we come out, thank you guys, and meet somebody on the Wei level authentically as ourselves and with heart. But yes, it is superficial. It's just clean superficial, healthy superficial. get to know me here, superficial. Yeah, this feels like it's coming across and making sense and actually being embodied. You can have, this is the whole thing of practices, and you can have way level week and just practice. Can I be authentic? Can I come all the way to the surface? Not extended beyond my surface, not out of body, but actually come up to the surface and be myself authentically right here on the surface where people can meet me and have an authentic experience of me on the surface and not have to be very, very deep. So no, I'm coming out. You may discover that you're a lot shyer than you thought you were. Let your heart feed you all the way up to the surface. So that's the way level. It's the area of the second within. And it's a part of our being that we want to have full health and hygiene on that level. Bismillah. The next layer, and it is important, you might want to put your hands on your body, is the yin level. And the yin level is, yeah, exactly, all that gushy stuff in there. Yeah. What I've found, yeah, thank you guys for going there. What I've found is that given the cue, given the opportunity, many people will go into their yin level much faster and more freely online than in person. Because they actually feel safer, they're in their own home. And that ability to be like, oh my gosh, there's grief in here. Oh my gosh, there's loneliness in here. Oh my gosh, there's hopes that are not quite sure if they want to like come up out of the soil or not. All that stuff moving in there, give me a thumbs up if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. There's a lot, it's like, wow, that's the yin level. And I would say it's remarkable how quickly we've gone there. It's not harder online to come into this tender ocean. What it does take to come into this tender ocean, I find remarkably quickly online, is you daring to go there first. It's like unilaterally, you're naked first. You're showing up in the yin level, in what I call the tenderness only zone, the place where there's all them inner organs that there's a reason why they're internal. So I think you know what I mean. It feels like we're in it together. Your voice will shift. My voice has shifted. Your body naturally shifts. You do not need to, I'm going to be slightly rude from it. You don't have to be on the way level thinking to yourself, now, gosh, how do I get to the yin level from here? I'm here up on the way level talking to my client. Now, what do we do in order to get onto the yin level? What should I say? Is there a particular question I should ask to help them get down to, I know, here's a really deep question. What did your mother, like, it's not like that. It's not about the question. It's not about way level strategy. It's, fine. It's like saying, okay, I'm willing to go into the place in me where I'm in touch with that real messy world of stuff that I wouldn't throw around like a Frisbee, and I wouldn't discuss it with anybody who's gonna throw it around, just toss it around. I'm being there. The moment I'm there, the other person, even over the internet, knows I'm there. Is there anybody in this class to whom that's not making palpable sense? Because if that's the case, let me know. I want to adjust myself. This, should I wait another moment to find out? Is that Candace raising a hand? Or no? Okay. Yeah. Okay, things are good. Yeah. If you're being mental and trying to give instructions for this, as far as I can tell, you can't. If you're an animal willing to show up in the honesty of nakedness and the honesty of, yeah, I know what it is like to have soft parts, you just go there. Practice with each other. Practice with your dog. And then come and ask a question, the exact same question that you would have asked in a weight level voice. Let it come out in your yin level voice. So tell me a little something about your childhood. How incredibly different an answer you will get if you ask on that level. Then, so tell me a little something about your childhood. Yeah. There is an even deeper place than the yin. Many people, how to do this? Many people, you will be working, there's an epidemic of loss of heart. So there are a lot of people who don't want to feel their feelings and don't want to go into their yin level until you demonstrate yin level with heart. Here I am, I feel all kinds of things and my heart is connected to the big heart. Half-ass 3% on some days, better on others. Just on the road and headed in that direction at my worst. In this ocean of yours, there are emotions that have been going on for such a long time. See if you can feel as you go deeper and deeper into it with heart. There's emotions you've been feeling for so long that you might even think that they're who you are. Sorrows you've carried since you were 3. Fears or discontents or difficulties or rages that you've carried since you were an infant. All kinds of deep standing wave emotions. However, as you go deeper and deeper into this ocean, at some point you will hit bedrock. At some point, sometimes I imagine myself with a scuba diver with one of those weight belts. At some point, you will drop all the way down to the bottom of the ocean where there are no waves, where there are rocks, where there is a kind of stillness and a kind of silence and a sense of I am that is ageless. This is the yuan level. This is the you that you are, deeper than any emotion you've ever had. You could say your primordial self. This is my constitution. This is my Jing pattern. This is me before any of that stuff happened that kicked up all kinds of waves that I felt so much about, but underneath it is me before I felt anything. And not only that, it's not just before I felt anything, it's still there. The bottom of the ocean is still there underneath the biggest storms. This is very important, especially when there's a great deal of trauma in the yin level. To be able to be in ourselves, standing in the place that is before all that happened. And that, frankly, is completely unchanged by life events. The Jing is a read-only document. Your constitution is a read-only document. You are what you are. Things happen. You respond. To be in touch with our bedrock, to be in touch with our primordial who I am before all that happened, is to be in touch with the unbreakable health inside of us. Now, when I'm first bringing people into the yuan, sometimes it's a little bit unfamiliar, especially unfamiliar to do that in public, to kind of have a permission to be who we are that's deeper than any emotion. So sometimes it feels at first a little bit solemn, but I assure you it is possible to run and laugh and joke from the yuan level, from the I am, that no amount of trauma doesn't change this. It doesn't change this. It's who I am. It's what I am. This is it. This is me. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about constitution. And this is what we are wishing to find a glimpse of in an intake, and to see the color, sound, odor, and emotion of the person as they are what they are before all that. Worsley, as I may not be quoting exactly, but I think I'm getting close. J.R. Worsley used to say some things along the lines of, you need to imagine who the person would be if they were healthy and whole, and treat them as that and for that. This is this deep place that's not healthy and whole in the past, nor in the future. It's always there. It's a substrata to be called upon. And it is a powerful treatment just to be engaged with from the place that is from before all that happened. And that is not long ago. It's here now. One of the ways in which we access this is through source points. That's what the source points are. They are the going back to manufacturer's original spec. Who are you before things got complicated, shall we say? Come, give me a glimpse. The practitioner is asking, please, beloved client, will you show me a glimpse of who you are from source? And we do this with the points, but we can also do it with our presence. Yeah. So when we are working with diagnosis, we are working with all three levels, as well as the fourth level, the light that's shining through all of it. And we're interested in, on each of those levels, which is the primordial gift or the primordial song that lights the person up to say, I'm in as far as life. Let me put that a different way. This is a way perhaps that not everybody teaches exactly identically in terms of assessing emotion and diagnosis through interaction. I have received some training that was all about, I don't know, how to find the best way to say this. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. I am not willing to diagnose in a manner that is basically a provocation of illness. That says, well, Can I throw them into fear? Can I dump them down the mine shaft of grief? Can I help them? I don't want, I'm not pathology hunting. Not really, no, I'm not pathology hunting. It doesn't feel polite to me. What I am doing is looking for what are your primordial superpowers? What is it about you that you came in with an extra superpower gift of whichever element it is? That's like, that's it. What Diane Connolly calls your promise for life. The thing that's what keeps bubbling up. Okay. Now, that primordial nature that just keeps bubbling up can just keep bubbling up in loss of heart and kind of a mess, or it can just keep bubbling up with heart and superpowers that are able to say, okay, given that life is full of all kinds of amazing stuff that goes on, what is it that makes me, in my deepest nature, say, I'm in? I'm in. Yes. That's constitutional diagnosis. For a wood person, the answer is progress, to actually be able to take the potential and bring it to flowering. Let's go. Let's grow towards the light. I am a tree. Let's go. And no matter how much trouble there is, still that feeling that I could do something constructive, I'm in. I'm back. I'm on the road. I'll take heart and run with that. For a fire person, it's this feeling that between you or you or you or you or you and myself, there could be connection. And when that happens, there's this thing that could be called joy, and that when it doesn't happen is called anxiety. It's the same fluttering of flames, but there could be this thing. We could meet. There could be meeting. And when fire loses heart, it no longer thinks that's possible. And the message we bring to the fire constitution is, yes. And then the fire says, all right, no matter what the pain, trouble, craziness, stuff, if we get to do this thing, will we actually connect? Ooh, I'm in. I take heart. I'm in. And Earth wants to know, can we live in a community of caring and sharing? That exchange, that providing for one another, that nurturance and nourishment? Because when it seems like the answer to that question is no, Earth loses heart. But when we send the message, yes, this is your superpower, in fact. And you may be needed to remind others that this is possible when they have forgotten. Earth says, okay, lots of trouble along the road, lots of this, that, and the other thing, but you know what? If that's what my role is in this world, is to be the reminder of community of caring and sharing, I'm in. I take heart. I'm in. And for metal, Bismillah, the opportunity to hallow, to apprehend and hallow that which is most precious. I am going to call it holiness, though I am not speaking about a particular religion. Everybody with a pair of lungs has an ongoing, urgent longing to connect with something greater than ourselves that brings us in touch with a sense of perfection, beyond perfection, that our whole being yearns for. That's called breathing. It's not a particular religion. It's an ongoing need that we all have to be in touch with the sacred. and then to embody it and walk in a way that is in alignment, that is congruent with our deepest values. Metal loses heart when it gets this idea that no, that's not what it's all about. We can't do that. And when we bring back the message as simply as long 9 and colon 4, that yes, not only is that possible, but you have that superpower. When others around you have forgotten that this is a possibility for life, you, by your very nature, sound that note. Metal says, okay, okay, I take heart. No matter what else I meet along the road, I'm in. Yeah. Water, Bismillah. Water wants to know that underneath everything else that's going on, there's something else that's going on, actually. Water people, and no matter what situation, they're always feeling like whatever this is that's going on, there's actually something else going on underneath. In loss of heart, that can become conspiracy theories and all kinds of crazy, paranoid crap. But in health, it's a constitutional drive, a thirst, you could call it, always to look deeper, always to move a little further into the mystery and stop and listen. And to meet in the dark, to meet in the dark, to be with others who are willing to sit in the dark. The path of endarkenment is what water is about. It's not the same as the path of enlightenment. It's the path of letting go of knowing. It's the opposite of being a smarty pants. It's very useful in the treatment room. The surrender into I don't know, which allows us to dark adapt. Let me see if I can do it, because this is very important, especially for beginning practitioners. There's this like trying to figure it out. I got to figure it out. Okay, are you marked? Get set, diagnosis. That will send your bladder meridian into overdrive. I need to know, 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 I need to know. That is not the path of endarkenment. You know how if you keep turning the lights on in your house and then you go outside into the dark, or when you turn them all off and it's dark, you can't see a darn thing. If, however, you put your hands over your eyes and say dark, 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 and bring your body into the deep, quiet listening, suddenly you can see everything in the room. Or maybe not suddenly, but the chair is over there. And the sweatshirt that you left on the chair is over there. The most important thing I want to get across to you here is what turns on water and makes water say, okay, I'm in, is this feeling of there being a fathomless mystery to explore. And that the mystery is home. Not knowledge, but wisdom. The infinite sinking deeper and deeper into what you can only see when you're willing to sit in a dark room for as long as it takes. That's what, no matter what the fuss and bother and pain and trouble and anxiety, if water can feel, okay, there's a mystery, and we can sit in that mystery, and I can come to know the real knowing, not the internet shit, but the stuff nobody's ever going to be able to put into words. Okay, I'm in.